Okay, everybody, I am so excited today because I am joined by Shelley Hennig, aka Lisa, Mary Holland, aka Sloan, and Christina Anthony, aka Detective Lane, in The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, out on Netflix now. We're talking spoilers, so make sure you watch the show first, then come back here. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've done an interview with three people at once, so I feel like this is like a party, and there wouldn't be three people I would rather have than you guys, so I'm really excited about this. Shelley, with your
where's our wine?
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Hila.
Where's our wine glasses filled to the absolute brim?
Yeah, and slurping it.
Yeah.
With no hand. That killed me.
So good. Shelley, too, with your character of Lisa, I love how crazy this character is, but also the twist we find out that she's actually Chastity. When you're finding your portrayal of this character, is this from something external, like another character, maybe from TV or film, or is it like internal, like maybe a dark side of Shelley you're tapping into?
It's definitely from all the reality shows that I watch, like Real Housewives. I love like the fighting with the smile, and like the facade that one maybe needs to have in certain cities, whether it be Beverly Hills or Park City, Utah. Or I've been leaning into reality shows the last few years, which has been fun. So that a lot of it came from that, and also just digging deeper into like who this person is, that she has to be two different people. Why is she in this position? Why does she want to con men out of money? Is it a need? Is it a desire? And I actually played a little more into it being a desire as opposed to a need. I kind of wanted it to, like, why do I need a reason? Like, I don't want people to necessarily feel bad for Chastity. It's also not in the script, but as actors, we could kind of add that. And I was like, you know what? I think she just likes like the movies like Casino and Godfather, and she's just always wanted to be the female version of those people. And that play to different people, which I did not know was a thing until after I got the part.
I love that approach too, and it comes off great in the show. Now, Mary, you're kind of on the opposite end here, where you're playing Anna's best friend. One of my favorite running bits with Sloan is that she always just shows up to Anna, without giving, I have a feeling though, is this kind of Mary in real life? Do you just show up, or are you someone who
listen, part of me is I really wish I could do that, because I love the idea of just a pop by, just a casual pop by. I could never. I'm way too
considerate.
Independent.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, the considerate's a nice way to look at it. I worry way too much about being a burden on anybody, or being annoying in any way. So I would never drop by unannounced. But I love playing the character that does, because it does feel like she has such a familial relationship with Anna that she can just she knows that, it's an open door policy between us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what's magical about this whole meeting we're having right now is that you were the first one to show up, and you popped up like that after I just binged the show. So I'm still have Sloan in my head. So I was like, I thought that was pretty ironic. But and that makes total sense what you're saying, Mary. And Christina, now you're playing Detective Lane here. And what I love about your scenes with Kristen is they're so serious, but it's so silly what's actually happening. So how do you guys not break, or are you guys breaking ever? Because I'm sitting there watching, like, how are one of them not laughing right now?
I definitely broke, but I will say in my defense, I was the one breaking during the table read when we all had to read the script together. And I definitely put myself on silent. So they knew that I had a problem when they got me. And I was crying. I found everything so funny. And they would let me get my giggles out, and Kristen would tell them she needs someone to pat her face dry. There's tears on her face. And then I just get right back into it. But I was sick. It's ridiculous what this woman is saying. If she came to my door if this police officer came to your door, you should go investigate your own murders.
Hell yeah. No, and
yeah.
I think that's what's great though, is that character of Detective Lane runs off so well with Kristen's character, and it's those scenes are great. Now, Shelley, is it just more fun at the end of the day for you to play a mean character that says some ruthless stuff here, especially even things like not liking markers because they smell? Like, is that always more fun to play for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think being the nice girl was like the last, you know, previous to maybe 3 or 4 years ago, like previous to that was like 10 years of, that's all I can speak for in my career, was just like the nice girl. Like that's what I got to play. So in the last few years, it's definitely gotten more interesting and more, so now I read scripts and I get to be a bitch. I'm like, it's great. And not just like the bitch role, like they're dense. There's so much going on. I'm playing a con artist. Like, that's cool. And usually it's not always that like the female character is playing the con artist, definitely more now, but yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of that new wave.
No, totally. And it's great too, because it's so hard to pull off an antagonist, and you do a great job at it. Now, Mary, I absolutely, one of my favorite screenplays from last year was Happiest Season. And I know that you wrote on that. Is if there's a season 2 for the show, would you be open to writing some episodes for it? Because I'd love to see you kind of get behind the scenes for this too.
I would be beyond honored, but I feel like Rachel and Hugh and Larry have such a unified voice in this. It's just what they have created together is just, it's a real sculpture of a series. So while I would love to insert myself in there, I feel like there's a very perfect balance between the three of them that I don't want to mess up.
Yeah. Well, look, you're definitely on deck, and maybe they'll get busy or something. They're gonna call you right away.
I can't wait. You have my number.
Tell them, look right into the lens.
You have my number.
There you go.
Boom. Okay, Christina, I also want to ask you too, are you approaching this character of Detective Lane as you would if you were like playing a detective in like an episode of CSI? Like, do you think comedy, or is it because it's such a, you know, dry character? How do you approach it as an actor?
For this, you know, my bread and butter is comedy and sketch and improv, but for this, we did takes 2 different ways. So there were some takes where I was like the crazy, are you crazy, Anna? This is like a killer. This is a murder. And then we did one that was like really the most deadpan, subtle way you could do it. And they chose most of those takes. There's only one I saw that was a little crazy, but and it, to me, it really did work. I was pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I think it was a real, I think it just took us all trusting each other and trusting Michael Lehman, who's a wonderful director, and Kristen was there to also just kind of guide the scenes and set the tone, and just to make sure, you know, we were all playing in the same field. But yeah, I was really happy to be a comedian, but playing my position, which in this case was to play it pretty straight.
Yeah, and that's cool to hear that you did other versions of the takes too, and you being someone who's been doing this for a while too, it's awesome. It shows how skilled you are too. And my last question, I have to ask this, Shelley, a couple of days ago, you posted to Instagram that you had promoted the wrong title of the show. What exactly happened there? What did you call the show? Because I couldn't find it. And yeah, what exactly happened?
I don't remember what I called it. It was just all ass backwards and wrong. And
you called it Gone Girl, right?
Yeah, I called it Gone Girl 3. I don't know.
Gone Girl 3.
But it just, I'm dramatic. I really panicked, and I really needed to apologize. And I hope Rachel, Hugh, and Larry, and Kristen, and Michael Lehman, I hope everybody forgives me.
Well, in your defense, it's probably the hardest title I have ever had to say in an interview. So props to you, everybody. Make sure to check out The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, which is out now on Netflix. Obviously, if you've already watched it, tell people to watch it, rewatch it. Watch these women absolutely crush it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope to talk to you guys again in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Steve.
Thank you.